Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Um, we should have started 5 minutes ago, but yeah, we are waiting for everybody to come. And again, I am terribly happy to see you all here. Uh, so before I welcome you, let me introduce myself. My name is Riri, in case you haven't seen me before, or I believe you have in the webinars. My name is Riri Retnaning Tias. You can call me Riri, from Backpacker Indonesia. And in BIT Year 3, I serve as the networking working group liaison, mm, along with Mas Asman and do I see Zia or no? Just Mas Asman here. But tonight I will be the master of ceremony today. And as a good moderator, no, they tag me as moderator actually. So because they tag me as moderator, I will be keeping the time as well. Right, Wendy? So yeah,
Yeah.
welcome again, welcome to Beat Year 3. Tonight is the first session. Tonight is the first session as well as the kickoff for Bioacoustics Equipment and Training Program, the third year. And yeah, thank you very much for coming. I will, mm, I think the further introduction will be by Wendy and Ben. But first of all, I will introduce the speakers tonight. We have here Wendy and Ben Gottsman. And before we start, I want to say hi to the teams. Should I share my screen? Yeah, I should. I should say hi to the first. Can I share my screen? Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. So, there are 7 teams selected for this third cohort of Beat. The first, so if I call your name, not the names, but the team name, please react, give us some reaction. It could be fire, it could be clapping. So first we have acoustic monitoring for conservation in UITM Pahang Educational Forest. Give us some emojis. Yay. All right. Or who wants to open mic and introduce themselves, perhaps? Pahang Educational Forest team. I think the leader can open
Hello,
them.
hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Uh, yes. Hi.
Hello. Hi. All right, it's a great pleasure to meet all of you. So we are absolutely thrilled to be part of the big program. All right. So my name is Muhammad Afif Yusof. I'm the leader of this project. So I hope we'll be um, cooperate with you all and then collaborate with all of you, all the project to be success. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Afif. Next one. The second team, passive acoustic monitoring to assess acoustic diversity and activity patterns of birds communities in modified riparian landscape in Malang. I will welcome, I think, the leader of the team. Can you please open your mic from Malang Riparian Group?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is
Hi.
Dirmala. I'm the leader from this team and minta tolong bantuannya for the for the next time.
Okay. Thank you, Bu Nirmala. Next one, we have understanding acoustic ecology of endangered Indonesian raptor, Nisaitus bartelsi, and Nisaitus floris for improved conservation management. Please open your mic, the leader of the Nisaitus bartelsi team.
Hello everyone. Good evening.
Good
So I'm
evening.
as a leader. My name is Oki from Brin and Raptor Indonesia. So we are a people of four. The team member Pak Wardi from Halimun Salak National Park, and then Mbak Feni from Tambora National Park, and Bang Lubis from Brin. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
We are glad to have you here, Baoki. All right, next one. I will call, wait, next team. Let me, oh, it's gone. The next one, listening to coexistence, comparative soundscape ecology of the Javan blue flycatcher in community-based and protected forests of Java. The leader, open your mic, please.
Hello everyone. My name is
Hi.
Alfian Surya Fatoni. I'm from Brin, and there's some my people is in Rapat, and some people from UGM, Gajah Mada University. I'm glad to have an opportunity in this stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next team, discovering the voice of the Javan leopard in its heavily isolated habitat, Muria Mountain. Please open your mic. Or just a reaction? Anybody from the Muria Javan leopard team?
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Nela. Yeah, I'm currently in Solok actually, doing my education for my mother, so it's not conducive right now. But I think Kak Sasa will take over for the next conversation. Yeah, I'm Nela from the Sintas, Indonesia. It's glad to see you all for the first time. Thank you.
Thank you, Kanela. Next team is the furthest one. From Papua, exploring Alpha's acoustic diversity in the Cyclops Mountains, Papua, a bioacoustic approach for ecosystem conservation. The leader, the mic is yours.
Hello everyone, and good night for every one of us. So actually our leader is Gizon Morib, but he have another schedule in the field, so he can't join us for today. So I replace for the introduction of our team. So our team is what can I say? This is a really big honor for us because this is the first project of our community, and we're really excited to can join with the BEAT program in the further time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you here. The last but not least, we have bioacoustic monitoring and species delimitation of Tarsius lariang in the Lariang watershed, Western Central Sulawesi. Please, the screen is yours.
Hello everyone, could you hear my voice?
Yep.
Oke, terima kasih. Thank you for this opportunity for us. My name is Alexander Kurniawan Sananta Putra, but you can call me Alex. And here, us from the team Tarsius Lariang. So we hope that we can collaborate in the future and have one each other because we still learn about to get the bioacoustic from the small primate like Tarsius. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. It was all. Thank you very much for every team. Now that we have at least known each other briefly, I will give the screen to our speakers tonight who will introduce Beat Year 3 or Beat program in general, and we will know each other again further in the icebreaking session later on. So I will give the screen to Wendy. I will give you back the screen, Wendy. The screen is yours.
Is it mine? Okay, let's see. Hopefully this works. Oh my gosh, this is like the most exciting day of the year. It's better than Christmas. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy that you're all here. Welcome to our first training session of the Beat Year 3 program. I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction to myself and the team, but let me just start with, okay, so this is what Riri just did. I'll give you a quick outline of what we'll be talking about today. So I'm going to give you a quick introduction to myself. Oh, I hope that you saw in the chat there's information for translating the closed captions for this session. If you have any challenges with that, please use the chat. We have a lot of members of the Beat training team on the call tonight, and they can help assist you. So we try to make this very accessible language-wise, but if you have difficulty understanding or hearing me, please just raise a hand or just unmute yourself. We're quite informal here. It's like a big family. So please, we hope you feel comfortable, and we hope you feel like this space belongs to you. So I will start with this big introduction, welcome you all to Beat by giving you a little bit of history and the story about Beat. Then we're going to do an icebreaker in breakout rooms. Then we'll come back into the main room, do a little bit of housekeeping. So this means to tell you where you find information, how you connect to people who can help you, how you're going to find support throughout the program. And then Ben will give you an overview of the structure of the Beat program, what the next year is going to look like. We'll give you a small homework assignment, and then we'll end with I think it's going to be a Kahoot game, which is super fun, and hopefully you all enjoy that. So that's what we will be doing for the next hour and some change. So perkenalan dulu. My name is Wendy. Sometimes people call me Wen. You're welcome to. You can call me Mbak Wendy, Kak Wendy. I usually don't like Ibu Wendy, but I will accept it if it's most comfortable for you. So I am a scientist at the Kay Lisa Yang Center for Conservation Bioacoustics at Cornell University. I'm in Ithaca, New York right now. And I have been studying the acoustic communication of wild primates in Indonesia since 2005, you guys. Long time ago. Don't tell anybody that I'm that old. And mostly I've been working in Kalimantan studying orangutan since 2013. And besides doing field work is my favorite thing in the world, to hang out with wild primates and write down and record everything they're doing and saying. But I'm also really passionate about training and working with local teams, and particularly students. So I work with students from IPB, from UNAS, from UGM, from Universitas Muhammadiyah Palangkaraya, Universitas Palangkaraya, Universitas Mulu Warman, and many more over the last 20 years. And I'm also really passionate about sharing knowledge and learning from and with local communities where I work. And I just put a QR code here. If you go to our website, you can see a short video about some of the work that the Yang Center does in Southeast Asia, and including about the Beat program and highlighting some of the incredible people from the Beat community there. So I encourage you to check that out sometime. And this is just a little picture of where I am working in Central and East Kalimantan currently. So if you ever find yourself around Palangkaraya, or in the new capital Nusantara, or in Bontang, please come say hello. Mostly I'm in Bontang or in Sangata and Kutai National Park. So would love to connect with any of you anytime. Okay, so that's me, and just to tell you a little bit about the Cornell K. Lisa Yang Center for Conservation Bioacoustics. We're a very diverse group of scientists, of students, of engineers who make hardware, who make software, who build machine learning algorithms, and we're it's a wonderful group, and I'm excited for you all to get to know our community better over the next year. It's a group of people who really love to help other people learn. So it's very welcoming, and people are very generous with their time and knowledge. And so our mission here at the Yang Center is to really collect and interpret sounds in nature by developing and applying innovative conservation technologies to inspire and inform the conservation of wildlife and habitats, which you all are here to join and become a part of this mission together. And we're situated in the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. So this is our lab. I'm sitting around right here on the first floor right now. So if you're ever in Ithaca, come say hello. Okay, so that's me. That is the Yang Center. And I really want to take a moment to celebrate and introduce you also to our partners and co-organizers. So first, our main institutional partners at Universitas Gadjah Mada, Pak Imron, and at University Malaysia Terengganu Aini. They're our official partners for Beat Year 3. They were also our partners for Beat Year 2. And then our incredible co-organizers, we have organized ourselves into 6 working groups. So for the recruitment working group, these are the people who did the very hard work to make sure that you all knew how to apply. Maybe you talked to some of them to prepare your applications. And so they put together all of that hard work to get you all here today. So that's Bella, Aini, and Muhajir. And then we have the networking working group, so headed by Riri as the liaison there, Inda, Asman, and Zia. So they're kind of the glue of this community, do lots of communication and building relationships within and outside of the Beat community. We have the training working group, Mimi, Esther, Mei, Pak Pram, and Junaidi, who are putting together all of these training sessions and organizing these incredible materials that you'll be learning this year. Our mentoring team, which is Yenyi, Ashraf, and Kennedy, who are leading, putting together your mentoring group. Each of you will be matched with mentors, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Our evaluation team, which is Ben Buckley, Sui, and Brian, who are putting together the surveys and making sure that we're keeping track of your amazing progress and that we're highlighting and celebrating you along the way. And then myself and Ben G, who are the equipment and logistics working group, who work to get you equipment and various other fun administrative logistical things. So this is our team, and all of these people are amazing and super invested in your success. So please know that we are all here for you, to support you, and we're very proud to be a part of your learning experiences, and we can't wait to learn lots from you as well. Okay, so what is the BEAT program? So BEAT in the name gives you some hints, yeah? Bioacoustics, equipment, and training program, but it's more than that. So that's the first step, right? We train participants. We assume some of you are brand new to bioacoustics. Maybe today is the first time you're really going to start learning about bioacoustics. Some of you probably have some experience, yeah? So our goal is to train you in developing the core skills that span the whole PAM pipeline, from programming your recorders, managing your data, to getting outputs that you can use to apply to your conservation projects and research. We also, in the BEAT program, work to collaboratively plan, so collaboratively with your mentors, with your teams, a pilot project by making sure you have the equipment and the mentoring that you need to troubleshoot and learn and strategize. As we all know with fieldwork, it never goes exactly to plan. So you'll be troubleshooting and problem solving along the way, and your mentors are really going to be instrumental for you there. And then lastly, to really create this community, this network, to create opportunities for you to exchange knowledge, to exchange experiences, to really learn from each other, and hopefully also to collaborate. Yeah. And then just a little bit about the history of BEAT. So the program was conceived in 2021 by a few of us here at the Yang Center, including Laurel, myself, and Dina. And we very quickly brought on board 2 very trusted partners and friends from Malaysia and Indonesia Nadine and Pat Imran, to help us put together all of the whole plan, design the program, the RFP, and everything. And we officially chose our first teams in July 2022. Then a little more than a year later, November 2023, we had our first symposium, which you'll learn more about in a bit. And because hopefully you'll all be attending Simba 3 at the end of this program. And we onboarded the second cohort in November 2023. And then we have the next Simba in May 2025, where we pulled together this team of co-organizers, and brings us to today, where we're kicking off Beat Year 3 with all of you. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of a picture of how this network is growing. So Beat Year 1, we had 8 teams. You'll probably notice that's more than 8 points. It's because one of our teams, the Urban Birds team, had many locations across Sumatra and Java. But we started with 8 teams across these locations. And then in Beat Year 2, we spread a little bit wider. We had our first marine project. We had 9 teams in Beat Year 2. And then in Beat Year 3, there are 7 teams, and we continue to expand the geographic and taxonomic horizon. So it's really exciting to see the map with all 24 teams, and to see how wide and growing this network and community is. One thing I really think is important to highlight about this Beat Year 3 is that, unlike in Beat Year 1 and Beat Year 2, was mostly led by instructors here from the Yang Center. We did most of the coordinating, we did most of the teaching. And after 2 years of running Beat together and seeing how engaged and motivated so much of this community was, and how much people felt ownership and empowerment in this program, we decided together to make Beat Year 3 really led by folks from the region, folks who mostly are graduates or alumni from prior Beat years. And our hope with transitioning this leadership to the region is that it makes Beat even more accessible, and also helps to create a more resilient and sustainable community. And of course, us at the Yang Center, we're still very grateful for the opportunity to support this community as it develops and grows. But this is exciting to see this development. And then I just want to make a point to note, you will see in the email signature of Beat emails these 4 words: collaboration, sharing, inclusivity, and connection. These are the core values of the Beat program that we identified together last May when we were in Sitiu in Malaysia. And so we really encourage you all to reflect on what those values are and how you can put them into practice every time you engage, either in the field or on Zoom with your fellow cohort, or in your meetings with mentors. In all of the work that you do through Beat, think about how you can embody these values as part of the Beat community. We have some guidelines to help you in these interactions. So some things for you to consider, particularly when you're engaging in these Zoom conversations. They'll be active and engaged. So we ask you to make sure that you're listening first and respecting others when they're talking. Do your best to participate, because we think it's really important that we hear from all of you. You each have your own voice and perspective, and we hope that we can hear all of you. Speak from your I statements instead of generalizing we, because you don't want to make assumptions about what other people are thinking and feeling. Make sure you're assuming good intentions of others, but don't be afraid to challenge ideas, right? It doesn't mean you don't need to make it a personal attack on someone if you disagree. It's healthy in science and in conservation to have good debates with each other, right? And if you are a temporary visitor to the region, consider asking how you can best support this community and the group's goals. Okay, so I'm going to take a break from talking. I think it's time for you all to get active and start interacting a bit. So I'm going to pass the mic, I think, to Ben Gottesman to describe the icebreaker. Is that right, Ben?
Yes, thank you, Wendy. Hi, everyone. I'm Ben, and I like breaking ice, and I hope that all of you do too. We have a pretty informal way to for everybody to chat and get to know each other with some common questions. And I'll share my screen now to show you what that will look like. First of all, this was a photo that I took not so recently, or no, last month in the coldest winter in New York City, probably in like 20 years. So literally from recording Icebreaking, now I'm recording the Zoom. So I'll also be recording Icebreaking here. We'll have this basically like Zoom whiteboard for each breakout room. And there will be 3 main questions for you to chat with. You'll have around 4 or 5 people in each room, mostly from year 3, but also with some participants from year 1 and year 2. And so be sure to write your names here. And then you will be discussing maybe like 5 minutes for each question. What's a favorite nature place near where you're from? And what's a sound that you associate with that place? So for me, I could say Jamaica Bay and the sounds of like snow geese right now, which was the last time I was there. Hooting. So we could do this. And then basically this will, I don't know, give you a chance to meet at least 5 other folks who are most of them new to the BEAT program. The next question is, what's something you're excited to do or learn or discover? And here, yeah, we're looking for hopes and either specific to your project or maybe some skills that you'll build during the program. And then lastly, just because I like challenges, if we have enough time, I was thinking the folks in the room could try like an escape room to work together to see what is one thing that you all have in common, and then one thing that's different about each of you. And so with that, we have all of our rooms organized, and I'll put 15 minutes on the clock. So by 9:47, you'll get a 60-second warning. And then we'll meet back out and each team will do like a quick 30-second share of just one thing that they'd like to share with the rest of the group. Sound good? Cool. Okay, any questions? You could always go out to the main room or send a message. But yeah, now I'll open up the rooms. Oh, last thing. Look at what breakout room number you are, and that corresponds with like which of these you'll fill out. Yeah? Okay. Happy icebreaking.
Ben, quick question. Does everyone know how to access those whiteboards in the rooms?
No, of course not. We should probably share that. Here we go.
Oh,
The
okay.
link to them is in the chat.
Okay.
Apa itu? Minta mie. Boleh.
Okay, we've got everyone in back.
46 people. Looks like it.
That's sweet. Oh, nice.
We only lost a few.
Yeah, they haven't broken out. Okay, let's go room by room, and we'll do like a 30-second or like 2 to 3 breath share about, I don't know, a fun fact or something that you learned from meeting each other. So I'll share my screen and we can go, I'll just be like room 1, and then someone will give an update, then room 2, and we'll go through the whole thing. Okay, ready? Room 1.
All right. Room one was us. Um, yeah, I think we mostly ended up just kind of talking about our respective backgrounds and the places we've kind of traveled around here. We didn't actually like stick to the prompts necessarily. But I think for a lot of us, the sound of the birds that we experienced either in our youth or later on in life, it just stands out. It's just such a strong marker of place. And so, one person had Kinabatangan, the sound of hornbills, and Ashik connected to that because of his own experience with the sound of hornbills. And for me, I grew up pretty far away from here, and I don't really hear the sound of seagulls every day anymore, and I'm honestly pretty grateful for that. Um, but yeah, and I think in terms of finding commonalities, we didn't really jump into that discussion, but we're all interested in learning bioacoustics. Shocking. Wow. Okay, yeah, maybe that's it from us.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you, Sean. Now
Yeah.
we'll move to room 2. Hello, hello, room 2. Do we have an MC?
Sorry. So room two, we're actually learning more about each other more than doing the prompts also as usual. And yeah, we did manage to do some of the stuff. Did that's all.
That's perfect. Thank you, Dasi. Room 3.
Room 3, me or Esther? Okay, so probably me. So, so it's not really it's not really new people in backup in room 3 except for Farah who I haven't know each other. Here we found out that sorry, it's a bit too late for me as a diurnal person to think too much. But we all excited to learn about the acoustic and to connect with more people. I guess that's what we discover that we are excited for. And one thing that we have all in common is that we are all humans and we breathe air. We have one nocturnal. So I think in room two there is always one outlier. There is one person who I don't know. There is one person who is nocturnal among ourselves.
Mhm.
There is one person that is not bird watchers. So yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's a good
room
one.
two.
Thank you, Panji. We'll go to room 4.
Okay. So the favorite nature place that we some of it waterfall and then primates calls and of course birds call. But I think the interesting one is the wind call, which is gonna be really good for noise.
Yeah,
um
I was thinking the same.
yeah. And so for us, I mean, personally for me, I am excited to teach you all about machine learning. And the rest, they excited to learn something new, learn about other experiences and also other species. And what we have in common is that we are Asian, live in tropical region. We live in the tropics, and we have a common language, and we can understand each other. But June said that we have different kind of food, which I think I disagree because I think Malaysia and Indonesia have like quite similar kind of food, but we do have different expertise in species. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Mimi. I think the food is different from my very limited time in both countries. For sure, different. You go different places, there's different food. Breakout room 5. Hello. Afif, Farham, Millennia, and Patrick.
We're from group 5. So our favorite nature place uh, in Millennia. Sorry, Mount Puchong by Millennia, and then I'm in Pahang National Park. So I love to hear rhinoceros hornbill sounds, and then Farhan said he loved beach wave sounds, and then Patrick waterfall near Ithaca. Right. So we're excited to learn how to use the sound recording technology and also utilize the machine learning to do the automated species detection and also gaining experience from the experts. And what our common is we love for nature and conservation, and also our difference is more like objective in life because we live in different continents and we see
Mm-hmm.
different species, but the objective is the same for the conservation for nature. All right. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite parts of joining this community and, in this job is you can meet people from all around the world that have that same thread of passion and for, love and curiosity toward nature and conservation. So that for sure exists in this group. And it's quite beautiful. Next up, we have breakout room 6. That's Tim, Luis, and Anis, and Riri.
I think I will let the video threes get the mic. So yeah, in room 6, so yeah, since we have only 30 seconds, right? So in room 6, we talk more than we did the prompt, like what we usually do. But yeah, we managed to the favorite nature place is like Changar Waterfall near my place and Gandang Dewata National Park with mysterious big drum during earthquake. Wow. Lata Bujang, Pahang, the sound of river and bird. And for Lubis, it's Puncak with the howling wind. And we are all excited to forming new connections and excited to learn more about beat, especially on equipment. And I'm personally excited to have jam social with you all guys. And the difference, oh no, the common thing about us is we all love nature and we are part of Bit 3 teams. But the only thing different from each other is we are from different countries and islands across Southeast Asia. So yeah, that's all, Ben.
Thank you, Riri. Okay. Our third to last room is room 7. Hello.
Hello. So we are from room 7. Actually, we didn't really fill the whiteboard, the prompt, because yeah, we have a lot of talk, and maybe because
Oh.
but I write it manually in my notes. So I will give the presentation about our breakout room. So we have a 4 member is Miss Amalina, Miss Nirmala, Pak Pramana, Mr. Pramana, and also me, Jeremy. So Miss Amalina is more have a favorite place called Forest Reserve, Tembat Forest Reserve. The sound who can make her associate with the place is the gibbon sound, the primate. And about Miss Nirmala is the at the Barantas River, the sound of the kingfisher. About Mr. Pramana, it at the Merapi National Park, the sound of the bird in the morning. And for me, is at the Yoram Forest, is at the northern Papua. The birds, the sound make me associate with the place is the Talegala jubiensis and the Cracticus koi because especially the Cracticus because Cracticus is a very unique bird who can make sound similar with the other birds in the forest. And what make us excited to join this program is we learn about the passive acoustic monitoring using the Raven analysis and of course the social networking with a lot of people from across the country. And the third one is about what is same interesting about us is we have same interesting in the love of being nature problem solving, especially in the ecological level. But the difference is maybe our concern of species. Yeah. Another similarity from us is the we really have a favorite sound of the nature farmers like birds or primate. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. Something else different is you have probably the coolest Zoom background I've ever seen. And
Thank you.
yeah, it's quite cool. Next up, we've got breakout room 8.
Yeah, me. And I will tell about our icebreaking. Mm, my name is Alfian Fatoni, and there's a break room 8. It's Nela and Yeni. I love Manor Hills and about the bird sound. Yenyi love a Fraser Hill with a gibbon sound, and Nela love a Solok West Sumatra with a bird and storm sound. Yenyi love to discover a new forest, and Nela love to identify the leopard by their vocality. And I love a different point of view. I learn about different point of view, connection, and more analysis. We have come on, we are cat lover, guys. We are cat lover. And Yenny rocket a lot, and Naila love a lot of music genre, and I love a good Jogja.
Great. Thank you, Alfian.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have room 10.
Yeah, it's me, Aini, with Ayu, Salsa, and also Leonardo. So Leonardo from Cyclops Bird Diversity. Salsa said that she's from urban, from the city, so probably for the first question, she prefers urban wildlife. And um also Ayub said that he's also from same team from Alex. And we actually talk about from which team and which what study we are doing, and how to figure out the Jamboard actually just now. For the second question, what are we excited to learn? The this We were excited to learn about how to do the field work by using the bioacoustic recorders, the data management, the annotation part, and also the how to process the data. And I learned that also all three of us are from different setting of uh, studies, but we all love nature, and we are looking forward to be in a big year 3. Yeah.
Thank you, Aini.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone for sharing. This will be a process of getting to know each other. Both, your year 3 cohort, your mentors, the trainers, but this is a really good start towards that. And yeah, we'll have, in our training sessions this year, lots of time for these breakout rooms, oftentimes working through exercises, but you'll get to know participants then. And then I'll save the announcement later about Riri's favorite virtual coffee house, the Jam Social. But yeah, any questions up through now. Okay, the sound of silence, which means I can move on to give the mic back to Wendy.
Thanks, Ben. Thank you. Congratulations. We made it through our first breakout room. We survived. We only lost 2 or 3 people. Someday someone will find them. Okay, so we're going to get into beat housekeeping matters now. But first, I just want to take a moment to recognize and celebrate once again our new incoming members of the beat community. And I want to make sure that you all know this in your hearts, that you, each of you, yes, you belong here. You need to understand we receive a lot of proposals to join the BEAT program. We had record-breaking applications this year, and yours was among the best of those proposals. Your work is important, and all of us believe that you have a great potential to make a real difference in conservation. You have shown us that through your applications, that you're dedicated, you're committed, you have a huge amount of skills and expertise. All of that is going to support you in succeeding. And all of us, all of your mentors, all of your trainers, all of your co-organizers here, we're all here to support you. And it's our job to make sure that you succeed. And what success is, each of you will define. It's not us defining what success is for you. You will each do that. You will work with your mentors to help you really define what your success looks like. And so we're all very, very invested in your success, and we believe in you, and we want to make sure that you all know that you belong here and you're very welcome, and we cannot wait to get to know each of you and your projects better over the next 12 months and beyond. Okay, so with that welcome and reminder, we'll get into some of the sort of technical aspects of the BEAT program. So I will introduce you to some of our key resources and make sure you all know what the primary communication channels are that we will be using throughout the BEAT program. So first of all, very important is to learn our Canvas site. So Ben has put together the site that has a lot of very important information. Perhaps we can put it in the WhatsApp group and pin it or put it in the group description or something to make sure everyone has this. But you want to bookmark this page. You will go to it a lot. Here you will find the schedule for the program. So what days and what times we'll be meeting and what topics we'll be discussing. You can find the Zoom meeting link there. We will also put all of the recordings of our meetings in the Zoom training sessions. We will post them there, and some recordings of some lectures that we will pre-record and ask you to watch before we come to the training session, so the training session can focus more on doing exercises together and working through problems. So we try to focus more on making sure this is an interactive space to learn and to network with your community. We will also have some PDFs of different presentations and other documentation to help support you in your research development. We will also put some exercises, activities, and occasional homework, PR. And you can also find there, we need to add these, the links to the Google Drive folders that each of you will have for your groups. So Google Drive is, of course, another key resource for the BEAT program. So each of you will have a dedicated folder where you will share this with your mentors, and you can upload notes and documents. You can share materials. So when you deploy your recorders, you'll do some test recordings, and you can review those with your mentors, or maybe you found some curious sounds you want to discuss with your team and mentors. You can put those resources and files there. Just to make sure you know, though, this is not the place to be storing all of your PAM data. We don't have enough storage space there for that, but we have provided you all with hard drives for that. And I will be making sure I set you all up with access using the email address that you provided when you signed up for Beat. But if you have a problem accessing or you need to use another email address, you can always just email me or just use the request access feature through Google Drive. Okay, and then lastly, we have the Beat website and social media account. So also make sure you know that this page and you bookmark it and you check it regularly. So thank you very much to all of our trainers, mentors, co-organizers, and team members for sharing your profiles and photos. We'll be updating that website soon so we can celebrate all of you who are a big part of Beat Year 3. So there you can learn about all of the people in Beat. We'll have profiles and a map of all the teams. And we will also be asking all of you to write at least one blog post during the course of the next year. And we will post this on the website. It's hosted at the Cornell Lab of Ornithology website. So it should get a good amount of attention. And it's really meant as a way to promote and celebrate all of you and your excellent work. We also have the Beat Instagram account. We hope you will follow us. It's the_Beat_program. There we will share information about upcoming webinars. Hopefully we can do different highlights of teams and successes and achievements that you make along the way. And there will be opportunities for Instagram account takeover to do some posts about the Beat program. And Riri will be keeping us informed about those opportunities as they come. And then for our communication channels, of course, we have Zoom. So Zoom, we will be meeting here once a month. Ben will tell you more about the upcoming schedule. So for the first month, we will meet a little more regularly just to make sure you have the foundation that you need for starting to set up your projects. So you have more time to deploy your recorders and analyze your data. You will also meet with your mentors, hopefully once a month. So you will also use Zoom for that. Jam Social, there's a spell check autocorrect there. Jam Social will also be hosted on Zoom. And then just a reminder about how to use the Zoom translations and captions. We have this feature enabled that allows you to use the closed caption to read in any language that you like. Next, we have the WhatsApp. So I think most of us are already in there, but you can use the QR code to join the Beat Year 3 family WhatsApp group. This has the Year 3 team members and co-organizers. It's where we'll send a lot of updates and a lot of reminders, yeah. So thank you for those who have responded to the surveys that we've sent out. And you all found us here today, so it seems information is already coming through there. And if you need to be added, you can send a message to Riri or scan that QR code. And your mentors will set up individual WhatsApp groups for your mentors and teams and invite you to join those. So keep an eye out for those upcoming invitations. And then lastly, we will use email as kind of a backup for those of you who prefer to use email. I think a lot of us use WhatsApp pretty regularly, so it tends to be the most common way for very fast information to be exchanged. But we will also send information by email using the iHeartBeat.program@gmail.com to send important information about upcoming training sessions. And I will also be sending calendar invitations through Outlook. So for those of you who like to use a calendar to keep track of these meetings and the Zoom links, we'll do that. And you can email us anytime at the iHeartBeat.program. Could someone put that in the chat? I made a typo there. And you can also, of course, reach out to me or Ben or really any of the co-organizers anytime you have questions. Okay, that's all for me on the technical side. And now I will pass to Ben to share a little bit more of the zoomed out year-long lens of the program.
Thank you, Wendy. Should we pause for questions?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, I'm almost done pausing.
Oh, there's a typo there. Shoot. I heartbeat. That's wrong.
I hear, yeah.
I know.
It almost wants to be heartbeat, but
I thought it was heartbeat at first.
okay, let's finish up strong. We can have also more time for questions after my around 10-minute presentation, which, yeah, goes from Wendy's like nitty gritty, here are the resources that you need to know, to some just closing with like a bigger picture look at the program and its dynamics. So, ironically, I forgot to share sound, which is what this whole program is about. Great. So
You're
it
out.
is so wonderful
You're out.
to.
That's it.
Oh, bye. Yeah, it's wonderful to meet all of you. Unlike Wendy, who has been working in Indonesia for 20 years, I basically took this job at the Yang Center in June of 2022. And within 1 week, I was learning how to say good morning in Bahasa, because I was, yeah, an instructor of this B program. And I can't tell you how much it's really like grown to be a big part of my life and professional life. And so a lot of the community that I feel very connected to is one that you're now joining. And my background is in bioacoustics, everywhere from, you know, the sounds that fish make on coral reefs and learning about reef health, to doing gunshot detection in Central Africa and learning about primates, to, you know, crane migration behavior. So I'm pretty obsessed with sound. I have a background in music originally, and yeah, I'll be still an instructor this year, but also just like a fellow Beat Year 3 member as well. And so, as I mentioned, this program really connected me to many new incredible people, and also to the sounds of primates, which this might have been my first. He's crying Siamang with Junaidi and Ben Buckley from year 1, not too far away. And I don't know, the amazing thing about bioacoustics is any direction listening to this sound that your curiosity goes is a question that bioacoustics is built for. And so you might be asking, you know, what are the sounds that the siamang make in the vocal repertoire? You might be asking how they produce those sounds, or how they hear, you know, what are they actually perceiving? Or, you know, can we learn about the distribution of siamang through putting out recorders across the landscape? Or how human activities impact anything to do with the where, what, when, why, how of sound and animal sounds. You have bioacoustics. So this is really the study of animal sound production and reception. And then with passive acoustic monitoring, this is enabling us to ask and answer new different types of questions through putting recorders out across large spatial and temporal scales. The Siamang are agreeing with me. They're basically trying to say the same thing. And we'll cover this and more in next week's session. But this is just a primer of why we're here. We're both inspired by the, I don't know, sheer amazingness and diversity of animal sounds and what they can tell us about biodiversity. So it's really with that we're together here in this BEAD program, which is centrally based on a few main components, including training, mentoring, equipment, and community. And so now I'll talk about these big picture components. And so this is a program timeline in a way, because really, as Wendy said, you know, every team has, oh, whoops. Sorry about that. Every team has their own schedule, but principally, here are the moving parts of our BEAT program, where now we meet in April of 2026. And once you get your recorders, you're going to be moving into data collection, which we recommend if you can collect at least months of data over the course of the next year. That's usually teams are collecting months over the course of this year together. And then once we get back that data and we manage it effectively, then we'll move into these different analysis stages. And then as you're learning about your species or in the field, especially as we're moving towards the spring and summer of 2027, that's when there are going to be these in-person opportunities to connect, communicate your results in different ways, and obviously this symposium that we call SIMBA. And it's important to highlight here that, you know, no two teams are the same, and really this program is meant to support your teams. We understand, you know, things can change, and these are, you know, we're flexible and dynamic, but this is the overall kind of big picture movements of the program. And with respect to like how we're meeting, so I don't know all of your names now, but I will quite soon, and that's because we'll be meeting pretty often. And so our first month, we will have 4 sessions. So each week from now through mid-May, we'll have 4 sessions, and that's basically like the bobsled at the beginning of a bobsled race where you're like sprinting and doing a lot of running. It's meant to get you up to speed on the most important parts of acoustic monitoring foundations so that you're ready to collect the data. And so during this time, we'll have these 4 training sessions and then move to a monthly format. We will also set up mentorship meetings. So each team has 2 to 3 mentors. And so you'll start meeting with your mentors, communicating through WhatsApp, and that will typically be once a month. And then we'll have, as I mentioned, the world's coolest virtual coffee house hosted by MC Riri, Jam Social, which she will explain shortly. And then, yeah, it was nice seeing, with regards to what you're most interested in learning, there was everything from, you know, putting the equipment out to machine learning to seeing the sounds of my target species. And that is what we've designed this training program for, which is like the full life cycle of a passive acoustic monitoring project, all the way from research question and study design to data collection, data management, manual analysis, automated analysis. So this is big on machine learning, and then like applications or what you can do with those data. And a big shout out to our training working group for going through previous versions of the syllabus and deciding what is the, you know, a great order of materials and what should we focus on for year 3. So taking that life cycle that I just showed, we'll have 3 training sessions dedicated to PAM foundations and everything that goes into what you need to know before you collect data. So that's an intro to PAM and its use in conservation. It is experimental design, deployment and practicalities of PAM. Then we'll get into data management. So this is a very useful training session where we'll learn a new tool that you'll use to rename and manage your data. Then we'll get into sound analysis. So how can you visualize sound, annotate sound, measure sound? And this is like a critical, it opens up your data set, really. And so that we'll be doing starting in July. And then after that, we'll be going from a more manual analysis, learning those tools and implementing them, to machine learning and building automated detectors. Because while models are getting bigger and more comprehensive, I think that for a lot of the target species that you're interested in, it could make sense, well, either to use a detector that already exists or maybe to create your own. And so we will be learning about all of that towards the end of the program. And then lastly, we'll have a session that takes all of those detection outputs and we can learn about what different ways those could be useful for ecological analysis. And during our sessions, we'll typically have a short presentation or recap of a video that we sent the week before for PER. So we have now lots of videos on these topics. And instead of, me speaking now for 30 minutes on data management, it's better, I'll send the video in advance, the training working group will send that video in advance, and then we can have a short recap, time for questions, and then a questionnaire through Kahoot. Then we'll do lots of live demos. We're learning at least like 3 or 4 new tools, software programs. So we'll be working through those together and then with breakout rooms for the exercises and discussions. So there is PER in between sessions, which we really encourage you to be proactive about because that will set you up to thrive in your acoustic monitoring projects. So everything we're choosing, it's for you. And so we want things to be as practical as possible. And then since we're closing up on this session, I just want to briefly note the next few things. Regarding your projects and mentorship and this overall program, we've been asking the previous 2 cohorts a piece of advice that they would give to the next cohort. And so this slide, these are all the responses from BEAT year 2 on, advice that they have to you. So what are some here? Be very nice to Ben, especially when it's early in the morning for him. No, I'm just kidding. Here's a good one. Be active to ask questions to your mentor. Make an effort to always be present. Don't be insecure. Explore the vocalizations of your target species. Attend all the training and practice sessions if possible to stay on track. Be patient. Checklist for deployments. This can be a hard endeavor, but worth your every second. So there's a lot here, and we can post this up on Canvas if you're interested in taking a deeper dive. And what's cool is you've got 2 cohorts now that you can lean on as we continue this this beat thing. So I'll close by talking briefly about equipment and then social stuff, and then we'll mostly break. So right now we're currently finalizing all of the equipment being sent to you. And so this has been maybe like the second Odyssey story that Wendy is writing. It's been a little bit different this year because some of it we're needing to ship, and it can be quite costly to do that. So anyways, the long story short is I think within 1 month, every team will have their Swift One recorders. Wendy, correct me if in the chat if that's unreasonable, but I think that is our best estimate. And so obviously you'll get on with data collection and we can tailor the program to meet that. And if you have any urgent need for a recorder or any questions, please reach out to either me or Wendy to talk about this. The solution we ended up with, as I mentioned, was not what we've done in years past. You might know about the recent space mission. And so it turned out that the cheapest and most effective and efficient route was actually to send them around the moon. And so this was a shot recently from that recent spaceship that what was it named? Not the Apollo, something, the Artemis. Yeah, so delete the files of the astronauts snoring, and you should have a good recorder ready for you to use. So what you'll receive is the recorder, SD cards, and hard drives and cable and windscreens. What you'll need to buy locally are batteries. And so the way to do that, Wendy can provide some more information on this, but we usually get batteries from Tokopedia, from the Crispo company. And it's important because there are fake battery companies to get it from a retailer, a vendor that you trust. So that will also be a key next step to using the recorders in the field. And then obviously, like, the community aspect is a super important part. Wendy mentioned we have these budding social media channels. We've had 2 awesome symposia, and we're going to have one at the end of this program. So that's like what we're working towards. You know, every team with their project, we want to hear about it, and we want to all meet at Simba 2027 and share about all we've learned about flycatchers and leopards and everything. That's Simba in like spring or summer 2027. And then Riri, do you want to give a plug briefly for Jam Social?
Yeah, thank you, Ben. Jam Social. Should I share my screen? This is like a one slide perhaps.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. If you can see, you all can. Yeah. You all see my screen, right? Jam
Yes.
Social. Okay. Jam Social is a virtual coffee house hosted by the networking working group. We have Asman, Indahzia, and myself, Riri. It is basically a safe space to share anything related to your bioacoustics journey with Beat program. So it can be anything starting from from troubleshooting to ghost stories or anything that you see, or maybe tips on how to protect your precious recorders from big mammals, from being trampled on or being eaten by ants, something like that. We all share tips that is not recorded in the training session. And also a casual and fun way to connect with other members of Bit community. Trust me, it's fun because we can all share about anything from coffee recipes to how to protect your recorders. And also a free therapy, of course, because we understand that sometimes um, research is always stressful and it's also fun. It's also a good thing to share. So Jam Social is a safe space for you all to talk about your research and share stories. And when it will be determined later, and where it's going to be on Zoom. So I think that's all a brief description about Jam Social, my favorite virtual coffee house. See you soon, guys. Thank you, Ben. I will give it back to Ben.
Thanks all. Okay, that brings me to my really last slide. And that's the PR for next week. And so the two items for PR are to record team intro videos. And so at this point, you've learned a lot about us, about Beat, and we've now gotten to know some people, on an individual basis in the icebreaker rooms, but we have teams here. We have 7 teams, each with a mission and a really cool conservation focus. And we'd love to hear about that and get to know your teams collectively, this whole Beat 3. And so Esther, who is serving as you'll be hearing from Esther. She'll be giving announcements about our training sessions and the PR and announcements regarding training, everything related to training, at least for the next 4 sessions during these first 4. So look out for some more information from Esther about these recording the team intro videos. And that is something to either record or present by this next session. And then lastly, we're going to put a video on Canvas that's around 15 minutes long. And it's like a basics of sound, and it's covering some of the concepts that we'll touch on in our next session. And then if you have not done so, can everyone put an emoji if you were able to complete the Beat program survey? Nice. Thank you all. And if you haven't done so, please make sure to complete it as soon as possible. It's really important that every participant in the program completes the pre and post surveys. So please do that. And then we have a spreadsheet online for all the participants. So you had a form to fill out for your profiles. And so if you haven't done that, we'll send all of this in links. But thank you so much, everyone, for your attention, and so nice to meet you. And now I'll pass it back to either Wendy or the training working group for any final words. Tariri.
Okay. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Wendy. I should probably pause for a while. Do you have any questions? Or else, should you have any questions or concerns, you can also reach us out in the group. Just shoot any message in that group. Make it alive. All right. We are already a little bit over time, but yeah, it's good. It was a good chat. I'm really excited to see you all in the next training sessions. but it will be with training team, obviously. All right. So, do anybody from the training team has anything to share probably before I close the session? Everything good? Okay. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Yay, we are already at the end of the session, not the program, sorry, of the session. We made it. We survived it. We survived the breakout rooms. We have at least know each other's name when we will know a bit more later. Yeah, I think it's a bit late for in some places, especially in Papua. So I really appreciate your time for joining us tonight. Yeah, thank you and good evening, good morning for folks in. Oh, photo. Oh my God. Yeah, almost midnight. Okay. Photos. Please, everybody, take a picture. I will take a screenshot. So open your cameras. All right. Yeah.
Might have to do a couple rounds. There's like two
Yeah,
pages.
there are, yeah. Okay. 2 pages, yes. In 3, 2, 1. All right. One more page. 3,
Countdown.
2, 1. Hey, one more. Sorry. Oops. 3, 2, 1. Wait, I messed up a lot. Okay, sorry.
Really, do you need help?
Yes.
Okay, guys. 1, 2, 3. Another one. Wait. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mimi. Okay, thank you, everybody. I understand it is really late in Papua. So thank you so much for joining us. See you in the next session. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, the training team and everybody. All right. I will
Good night.
bid you good night
Bye.
Thank
and
you.
bye.
See you guys
Goodbye.
soon.
See
Thank you
you.
all.
Thank
Love
you.
you
Thank you.
All the
all.
best.
Mwah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
See you in a
you.
week.